أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. All praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We praise Him and we seek His help and His forgiveness. We seek refuge with God from the evil of our own selves and the consequences of our own bad deeds. Whoever Allah guides, none can lead astray, and whoever He leads astray, none can guide. I bear witness that there is no God but the one God, having no partners. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, peace and blessings be upon him, is His servant and His messenger. All you who believe, be conscious of God as you should be conscious of Him, and do not die except in a state of submission to Him. Brothers and sisters, I want to talk to us about the urgency of establishing in ourselves certainty in this religion. I want to talk about the urgency and the obligation of seeking knowledge in this religion to the extent that our hearts become convinced of it, become certain of it, and that our actions towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that our following of this religion, that our belief in this religion doesn't stem from something that we just hope is correct, doesn't stem from something that we think might likely be correct, but it stems from a sincere conviction that what we have, God has given us, and that what we have is the truth. The Prophet ﷺ tells us, seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. I'm going to say that again. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. What does that mean? It means it's not optional. Right? And what does this hadith not say? Right? This hadith doesn't say that just having what your parents taught you is sufficient. Right? It doesn't say that what you learned when you were dragged to the masjid as a kid is sufficient for you. It doesn't say that what enticed you in the religion to the beginning, that you can ride off of that for the rest of your life as a Muslim. No, it says seeking knowledge is an obligation upon the Muslim. Now, like many things in our religion, obligations become active at certain times. Right? We have certain times for the prayer, certain times for the pilgrimage, certain times for the fasting, the certain ages of accountability. So when does knowledge, seeking knowledge, become obligatory? Seeking knowledge becomes obligatory when we start to lose our sense of certainty. When we start to feel doubts in our heart. When we start to become skeptical of the foundations of this religion. When we start to be practicing this religion because we feel that it's easier for us to practice it just than it is for us not to practice it. Right? Because we're afraid of reconsidering our beliefs. We're afraid of going deeper into knowledge. The only thing that would make us afraid of studying our religion more thoroughly is thinking that perhaps our religion is not as stable as we would like it to be. Brothers and sisters, when we start feeling like we're finding holes in the religion, when we start feeling these doubts, it makes the whole system very fragile. And when we start to say, these are the sure signs, when we start to say things like, I don't know about these hadiths. I don't know about hadith in general. Right? I don't know about this ruling or this ruling, or this, or, maybe the Sharia in general. Or maybe this stuff, this was just for the Prophet ﷺ. Right? This was just in their time, in Arabia, right? 1400 years ago. Right? It's outdated. Right? When we start thinking like this, right, we normally try to protect ourselves by thinking that maybe we have some sort of superior knowledge. Actually, maybe we're onto something very clever. But we need to be honest when we start thinking like that. And that's that we lack knowledge, and that we are beginning to be infected with doubt. We're beginning to be infected with the skepticism that, if we're honest, is very uncomfortable. So what do we do when we start to feel this discomfort with our religion? When we start to feel this doubt about our religion? Very often, we just sweep it under the rug. We don't want to think about it that much. We don't want to go further in the knowledge. We don't want to try to find the answers because we're afraid of what we might find. But when we have this doubt, when we have this lack of certainty, in reality, it's a wound. It's a wound on our faith. It's a wound in our heart. It's a wound in our spirit that if we leave it untreated, it'll get infected. It'll start to fester. It'll start to rot. And little by little, we'll see it chip away at our practice. We'll see it chip away at our faith. Right? Until this thing that we are supposed to be devoting our lives to, right? That should be the focal point of our life that we can hardly look at. It's become something very weak, very fragile, very unsightly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم أمن هو قانت أنا الليل ساجدا وقائما يحذر الآخرة ويرجو رحمة ربه قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكر أولو الألباب. Is one who is devoutly obedient during periods of the night, prostrating and standing in prayer, fearing the hereafter, and hoping for the mercy of his Lord, like the one who does not? Are those who know equal to those who don't know? Are those who are established in knowledge, established in certainty, equal to those who aren't? And they use this reference here, right, of the standing in the prayer at night. Right, those who take that extra effort, right, and this extra effort out of fear, out of hope, out of emotion. They take it because they feel a need to take it, because they long to be closer to the truth. Are those people who are motivated by their longing and their conviction to be closer to the truth, like those who aren't? Like those who are unsure? Like those who push their doubts, push their skepticism under the rug? Now, brothers and sisters, do you think this certainty is just going to come overnight? Do you think that knowledge, do you think that your connection, a stronger connection to the one who created you, is just going to come overnight? Sometimes I feel like we think this way about our religion. Right? But we don't go to bed, right, without waking up, thinking that we're going to wake up to money. Right? We don't go to bed with a problem, not doing anything towards it, waking up thinking that it's going to go away. We don't go to bed waking up thinking that we're going to have a degree if we're not pursuing the path to increase in it. Right? We're not pursuing the path that we know would lead to this result. So if you're not feeling this connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're not feeling this fear, you're not feeling this hope, you're not feeling this love, if you're not certain, you need to make the effort. Just like you would with any other area of your life. You need to be honest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this desperation in yourself, about this neediness, and beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that certainty. Beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that knowledge, for that guidance, for that motivation. This is the only way. The Prophet ﷺ told us, O people, knowledge only comes by learning. And understanding only comes by, get this, by seeking understanding. And whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whoever God Almighty intends good, He gives him understanding of the religion. Wow. Not He gives him wealth, He gives him a degree, He gives him success. No, He gives him understanding of the religion. And then He recites this ayah of Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. Verily, truthfully, only those with knowledge fear Allah among His servants. Right? Only those who are convicted, who have this certainty, who have understanding, have this khushu, have this awe-inspired awareness and focus towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we don't feel like we have this emotion, this awe, this focus, we have to listen to the Prophet ﷺ. Who are the people who have it? The people with knowledge. The people who want it. The people who search for it. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who search for it. وقل هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.